What if I told you that 70% of your workday is being stolen? It's not being stolen by your boss or your coworkers, but by an invisible thief, busywork. The endless scheduling, the constant sorting of emails, the mind-numbing copy-paste gymnastics from one app to the other. While you're trapped in this cycle, the projects that could actually get you promoted, the work that genuinely excites you, are all gathering dust on a forgotten shelf. Now, what if you could fire that thief? What if you could hand all that grunt work over to an army of artificial intelligent assistants? If you did, you would get 6 full weeks of your life back every single year. That's not an exaggeration. That's a vacation. That's a side hustle launched. That's time with your family. Want the 5 essential tools that make it all happen? Stay tuned. Think of me as your human guinea pig for automation hacks. For the past few months, I've been on a mission, testing dozens upon dozens of AI tools. I've wasted money on subscriptions that promised the world and delivered nothing. And I've spent countless hours integrating apps that just didn't work. I've done all that so you don't have to. And today I'm handing over my personal plug-and-play AI stack. This is the definitive set of tools that manages my calendar, my inbox, my financial reports, and my research. It's the secret to how I get my real work done while I sip my morning coffee and actually focus on the fun stuff. The best part, there is zero coding required and no big-ticket enterprise software. Most of these tools are free to start, so you can build your automation army without spending a dime. Let's roll. Let's start with a problem we all know intimately. You're stuck in email tag purgatory. Someone says, "Let's connect next week." You reply, "Sure, how about Tuesday at 2? They reply, "Can't do 2. How about 3? You reply, "I've got another call at 3. What about Wednesday morning?" 10 emails later, you've finally locked in a simple 30-minute slot, and you've wasted more time scheduling the meeting than the meeting itself will take. The solution is Reclaim.ai. Think of Reclaim as the personal assistant you never thought you could afford. The setup is a simple one-time handshake with your Google Calendar. From that moment on, Reclaim's AI becomes the guardian of your time. When someone wants to book a meeting, you just share your link. The bot intelligently scans both your calendar and theirs, finds moments of mutual availability, and offers them 3 perfect slots to choose from. The second they pick one, it's locked on your calendar. I went from an average of 10 back and forth messages per meeting down to 0. Zilch. Nada. But it does so much more. It automatically adds travel buffers for in-person appointments. It sees you have a ton of tasks and proactively blocks out focus hours, so you have uninterrupted time to work. The free plan is incredibly generous, letting you connect up to 5 calendars. If you work in a team, this is where it gets truly magical. Flip on the Smart One-on-Ones feature. The bot will automatically find the best, most convenient, and least disruptive time for your internal catch-ups, and will intelligently slide those meetings to better slots if a more urgent matter comes up. Just by toggling that one feature, our team saved 2 hours a week per person. Do the math. That's 104 hours a year you just got back. Next up, the digital battlefield, your inbox. The problem is simple. Important client emails that you actually need to see are being ambushed and buried by an avalanche of newsletters, marketing spam, and random notifications. The solution is a tool called SaneBox. SaneBox connects to your email account, and for the first few days, it just watches. It uses AI to learn your behavior. It sees which emails you open immediately, who you reply to in under 30 seconds, and which messages you instantly archive or delete. Based on this, it determines who your VIPs are. Then it starts sorting. All the noise, the newsletters, the promos, the non-urgent chatter gets automatically shoved into a separate folder called Sane Later. Your main inbox is reserved only for what's important. It sounds simple, but the effect is profound. This morning I chewed through 847 messages in just 8 minutes. Why? Because my main inbox only had 12 emails that actually needed a reply. The rest were neatly filed away for me to skim later. And for those persistent senders you never want to hear from again, SaneBox has a black hole button. You click it once and that sender is digitally vaporized from your life forever. You'll never see an email from them again. The first 2 weeks are free, and after that it starts at about $7 a month. Literally cheaper than a fancy latte. Pair this with a text expansion tool. I use TextExpander for canned snippets. So for common questions, a reply that used to take me 5 minutes to type out becomes a 5-second task. With SaneBox filtering the noise and TextExpander handling the common replies, you get an entire day's worth of email time back every single day. Here's a problem that murders Friday nights and weekends for freelancers, small business owners, and anyone who's had to manage expenses, copy-pasting invoices into spreadsheets. You have a mountain of receipts, some paper, some PDF, and you have to manually enter every line item, every date, and every total. The solution is DocuClipper. Here's how it works. DocuClipper gives you a unique private email address. Whenever you get an invoice, a receipt, or even a bank statement as a PDF, you just forward it to that email. That's it. The AI gets to work yanking out all the crucial data, line items, dates, totals, even complex tax splits. It then dumps that structured data straight into a Google Sheet or your QuickBooks account. You might be wondering about accuracy. The official numbers are 99.4% accuracy on printed text and a shocking 97% on handwriting. What this means in the real world is that out of 200 receipts I processed for August, I only had to make a tiny correction on one of them. The entire batch was done in 11 minutes. Last year, that same chore hijacked an entire Saturday. The free tier is perfect for side hustlers, giving you 50 pages of processing every month. If you're running a bigger operation, the unlimited plan is about $29. Think about that. You're paying the equivalent of 1 hour for virtual assistance time for a lifetime of weekends returned to you. This one is for anyone who has to pitch ideas. The problem? Building the presentation deck sucks away all the creative energy you need for the actual pitch. You spend hours agonizing over layouts, finding the right icons, and tweaking font sizes, instead of focusing on your message. The solution for this is Gamma.app. Gamma is a complete paradigm shift. Instead of starting with a blank slide, you start with your ideas. You paste in a simple bullet point outline of your presentation. You choose a style like Investor Deck, and you click Generate. In seconds, Gamma spits out a full 15-slide presentation, complete with professional layouts, relevant icons, and even suggesting speaker notes for each slide. It's all done. Heck, you can even upload your company logo and it will instantly create a theme that locks in your brand colors for every slide. I recently tested this by feeding it 3 simple lines about a hypothetical fintech product. 4 minutes later, I had a polished professional deck that would have previously guzzled 4 hours of my time. You can then export it to PowerPoint or even better, share a live web-based version that includes analytics. This is a game changer. You can see who opened the deck, how much time they spent on each slide, and where they stopped scrolling. You can walk into a follow-up meeting already knowing what parts of your pitch resonated and what parts they ignored. The free tier gives you 400 AI credits to start, and a full deck only costs about 40 credits. If the tone isn't quite right, just hit the rewrite button and instantly pick a friendlier, more formal, or punchier voice. Your nights and your creative energy stay yours. And our final tool tackles the black hole of information we call meetings. The problem? You just finished a 1-hour Zoom call packed with decisions, but you have 0 time to rewatch the recording to pull out the key takeaways. The solution is Fireflies.ai. Here's the magic. You simply invite the Fireflies bot to any meeting on your calendar, Zoom, Google Meet. It doesn't matter. It joins the call, records the audio, and provides a full searchable transcript. But here's where the AI kicks in. It automatically flags action items, key decisions, and important questions discussed during the call. After the meeting, instead of rewatching for an hour, you can simply ask the bot questions. What did Sarah commit to delivering by Friday? The bot will fire back the exact sentence where she made that commitment. Complete with a timestamp, you can click to hear the audio. Using this, I can skim the essence of a 60-minute call in just 90 seconds. The free tier is incredibly generous, storing 800 minutes of meetings. That's roughly 27 half-hour calls. If you upgrade to the paid plan, you can unlock unlimited uploads and my personal favorite feature, CRM Sync. This means every promise, every follow-up, and every action item is automatically sent to your HubSpot or Salesforce account. ensuring nothing ever gets forgotten. For an extra power move, you can pipe all these summaries directly into a Notion database. Suddenly, you have a perfect meeting notes database that remembers everything for you. Your memory is saved and your professional reputation becomes bulletproof. All right, quick pause. We've covered 5 powerful tools. I want you to drop a comment below and tell the channel which of these 5 you're going to install first. I'll be answering every early bird with some bonus hacks for that tool that you won't find in this video. Now, here's the really fun part. You don't just use these tools in isolation, you chain them together to create a seamless automation ecosystem. Picture this, you wake up and SaneBox has already cleaned your inbox, so you only see the 5 emails that truly matter. You glance at your calendar. Reclaim.ai has not only found the perfect slots for your 3 meetings today, but also defended a 2-hour focus time block for you this afternoon. During that focus block, you open Gamma and paste in some bullet points that Fireflies summarized from yesterday's big strategy call. While Gamma builds your pitch deck, you forward a few vendor invoices over to your DocuClipper email. By the time you sit down to your actual high-value brain power work, all the administrative chaos has already been handled. Think of it as hiring a tiny army of hyper-efficient AI employees. The best part, there's no payroll and 0 drama. Now, I know what you might be thinking. First, will my IT department lose their minds over this? Almost all of these tools use secure read-only OAuth connections or simple email forwarding. They're not getting root access to your system or making a copy of your data. This is standard modern secure technology. Second, but what if the bot makes a mistake? That's a valid concern. My advice is to start with the low-stakes tasks. Let SaneBox manage your newsletters for a week before you trust it with client emails. Use DocuClipper on personal receipts before you automate your entire business invoicing. You can graduate your trust level as you see the results for yourself. And third, ugh, I hate subscriptions. I get it. But 4 of the 5 tools I mentioned have incredibly generous free tiers. You only need to pay when the time you're saving is so valuable that the small monthly fee literally prints your money or saves your sanity. For a few dollars, you're buying back your most finite resource, time. If this video saved you even 1 hour of work this week, do me a favor and smash that like button so the YouTube algorithm can rescue someone else who is drowning in busy work. And while you're at it, subscribe, because next week's video shows how I used a different AI tool to negotiate a 20% raise without having a single awkward conversation. You don't want to miss that. 5 tools, 1 single outcome. You finally getting to do the work that actually matters. Reclaim kills calendar chaos. SaneBox nukes the noise in your email. DocuClipper murders manual data entry. Gamma births beautiful slides in minutes. And Fireflies remembers everything so you don't have to. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to install just 1 of these tonight. Add another one next week. Within 30 days, you will start to feel the fog of busy work lift. You'll be on your way to reclaiming those 6 work weeks a year. Now, just imagine what you could build with all that freedom. I'll see you in the comments. Until then, let AI work for you.